A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel and welcome to this collective reading. In this collective reading, I'm being shown that from twin flame separation, the movement of divine masculine and feminine energy is getting into twin flame union. Union does not happen in one day. Union takes time. But it's a beautiful journey of processing old traumas, childhood wounds, the reason why those traumas were there in the first place. And ascension is all about making both the masculine and feminine, make them alchemize and turn into a higher, better version of themselves. When two people meet each other, they are at the same frequency. Now, a lot of people say that I am the one who's doing inner work, but my partner is not doing any inner work, so they don't know any better than what I know. Well, that's a wrong approach. Whether you're a man or a woman, you have attracted someone, no matter what they look like, no matter what they do, even if they don't do any inner work related activity even once, but you are somewhere at the same frequency. Vibrationally, you match. And there is something that this person is going to add to your journey. There is something that they can only mirror. Nobody else can mirror. There are lots of YouTube channel these days that are sort of hovering around the idea of twin flame journey, but not many know clearly about the twin flame journey, what exactly it is. Twin flame journey is literally the most divine journey that you can be on. You are extremely blessed. But remaining upset with the narcissist, staying angry with other people who have hurt you, not moving on, not forgiving them, not understanding that actually they are simply mirrors. So if they are hurting you, they are actually mirroring a part of you that needs to be brought up to the surface. It needs your attention. It's a wound that needs your attention. It's not a new wound, it's an old wound. And the solution also is within you, it's not outside of you. So when you look within, when you properly start looking within, that's the time you can find a cure for it. It can be found in a person, it can be found in a healer or a therapist, or it can be found in an exercise routine. It can be found in a resolution you want to keep, you want to maintain. It can be found in content. Maybe you read a book, you find something about what you need to heal, you resonate with something. So there are many ways that God sends you help. In some cases, the help you need seems very intense. It is going to shatter your existence. It is going to question your personality. It is going to question who you are and why you are upset and why you are in pain. And most importantly, why you are in separation. In twin flame journey, a lot of people also experience multiple relationships. And each time, because they've started studying about twin flames, each time they meet a person, they feel it's their twin flame. And now maybe it's going to be perfect. That's one type of finding yourself or getting into union eventually. Eventually, yes, you will meet that person. Eventually, you will know it all makes sense. And eventually, you will probably also stop looking at the wrong places. Or eventually, you will realize there were no wrong places. And in some cases, it is one person that you have to work with over and over again. But it does not mean that that other person is not in pain. The other person also is in pain. They also have fears, they also have doubts. But their way of handling the fears and doubts is different than yours. It could be because of your gender, You could be a man and the other person is a woman. You're a woman, the other person is a man. And so they are going to think differently or behave differently. Or, as I said, from the outside it looks it's different, but inside the core problem is same. You both are mirroring a fear, but it's been brought up to you in a way that you both have to understand. Now, I'm saying keep the other person out of this equation. When I say you both, it is also to show the other person compassion and gratitude for showing up. Because the other person showed up in your life, because the other person is acting like a mirror, because they're also consistent, they're not leaving, they're not going away. It matters a lot because many people don't show up, and you know that in the past there were some people with whom you had differences, with whom you had problems, but they did not show up to work through it. They were not so apologetic, or they were not that consistent, they were not patient. Maybe it can also happen with a teacher, or it can happen with a healer. Maybe in the past the person you were taking help from, people you were taking help from, they were not so patient with you, or maybe you were not so patient with them. Now you found someone who's more patient. So this healing process can happen with another person. Yes, that person can be of the same gender also in some cases, we're not going to deny that. But the idea is that whosoever resonates with this collective reading, you have reached a point where it's not about blaming the other person. Because you can experience separation even for a day. If you have a fight with someone and you are feeling the whole separation vibe all over the day, you're in fear, you're angry, you're in doubt, you're crying, but the other person shows up and you also show up. And you show up for your healing, you show up for yourself. You basically choose peace over disturbance. You choose faith over fear. You choose forgiveness over revenge. And then that changes your energy. So, from separation to union is a beautiful journey of also forgiving your parents, also forgiving the essence, the feminine essence, the masculine essence, with which you have issues with which you have distrust with. You feel that your mother did not love you enough. Your mother neglected you. She did not understand you. She overshared with you. You were just a child, maybe 3 years old, 4 years old, maybe even younger, or maybe 10 years old. And she kept telling you how horrible your father is. And that built resentment, not just towards the father, but also towards the mother. Because the one part of you is hating the father for ill treating the mother, but the other part is like, why do I have to go through this? But one thing we all need to understand, either you have to treat yourself like an ordinary human being who is unawakened and sleeping, or you have to treat yourself like a soul. Because if you're a spiritualist, then you can't say, I will not forgive anyone, I hate other people, I will not work on myself. Why do I have to do the healing if other people are hurting me? Why do I have to do the inner work if they were abusing me or accusing me, if they were mean to you? These are the questions that keeps person stuck in the loop of past. And when you cannot get out from your past self, you cannot create a better version in the future. You cannot create a healthy version of you in future, a loving person who attracts loving people, until and unless you don't let go of the past version of you. Union is experienced in the balance of polarity, between yes and no, between fear, flight, and faith, between compassion, anger, resentment, all the opposites. Between that, there is union. Union is this blissful state of being where you look at every person as a mirror, including your romantic relationship, your partner. But of course, your partner is very important for you. When you love somebody, when you are involved with someone so deeply, you meet them every day, or at least you talk to them every day. You have to share your life with them, they have to share their life with you. You feel really happy in their presence. But sometimes we forget that the presence or the happiness or the bliss is actually coming from you. You created that bliss and that peace and that presence, and that creates a person in the physical. But then we tend to attach with that person and we tend to expect a lot from that person. And when we attach with the personality is going to make mistakes because it's not their personality you're attaching with. Actually, it's your own personality you're attaching with. Then you remember your own mistakes, then you remember your past hurts and hatred, and then we all make this mistake as well. We see their imperfections and we associate it with ours, because then we start loving them on the level of personality and ego. When we are in bliss, we're in bliss within. At that point in time, we don't see any problem with that person. But when a past hurt, or even the mistakes that other person made, maybe your partner made some mistake, let's say 2 months back they made a mistake, but you said, okay, I will continue the relationship with this person, I cannot stay away from this person, and that person also cannot stay away from you. So you choose to forgive that person, but it's not a proper forgiveness, it's not proper compassion. You're still separate, you're still thinking it's another person, it's not a mirror, you're seeing it as another person, as an outsider. So the mistake the other person is making, you don't see it as a couple thing or one thing, you see it as something outside, because when you go deeper into whatever has happened, whatever has hurt you, you will realize that most of it was a result of your own pain. You're not letting go of the pain. So the forgiveness is incomplete, it's partial forgiveness. So what happens is that that mistake or that pain stays in the mind. It stays in the body, it's stuck as energy. And then the memory of it comes from the mind, and the mind is telling you, oh my god, look at this person. Like you're literally sitting happily somewhere having lunch, dinner. There's a beautiful moment, and suddenly their past mistake, crops up in your mind, and you don't want to love them fully now. You're very upset. Your expression changes. You're no longer smiling. You're looking at that person in frustration that, oh, you hurt me 2 months back. You lied to me 6 months back. And now you are back in the personality that you were 2 months back or 6 months back. Because when we don't release our fears and doubts and anger, it is going to show up through other people. And definitely it's going to show up through the person that is going to hurt the most. Because you're attached to that person. You're saying that this person is mine. I belong to this person and this person is mine. But no, it's the energy that's in union. It's something within you. It's the life force within you. It's the same life force that's running in the other person that you resonate with. And that's why you reconcile with them. But if it's not a complete forgiveness, then it's going to show up either in a memory format or they're going to do it again, and then you're going to react again. Even if they don't do the same thing again, they'll probably do something similar to it again. And so you're going to be all burning up in anger and frustration. And it can be very easy to let it go, or it can be very tough. It depends on your connection with God. When you bring in God into the picture, which is why I always tell people that union is not possible without source integration, without surrendering to God. Because sometimes God is going to send you a harsh message which is going to really hurt your ego. It's going to really hurt your personality. But it is being done to degenerate, to discard of that personality which no longer aligns with your current ascending energy. So God wants you to remember that you're in pain because of your desire. And your desire is to look for love in a certain type of person. Now, when that person in front of you does not reflect those qualities 100% or all the time, it hurts you. But it's not always about looking for the right person. People always say, look for the right person, find the right person, look for the worthy match. But it's about you becoming the right person, it's about you becoming the worthy one. How do you know that you're worthy? You cannot know someone is worthy for you or not unless you know what's your worth or who you are. And honestly, we all think that we make certain efforts to attract people in our lives, that we go here and we go there to find people, to connect with people. But actually, we're just trying to find who we are. We are looking for ourselves, our own selves in other people. Of course, there are 7 billion people, 8 billion people on this planet. You cannot meet all of them. So, on different levels, we see different types of people. We go to school and we meet some people. We go to college, we meet some people. But there is someone that feels very like home like, very natural. It's very natural to be with that person. And in Twin Flame Journey, you will notice the most people who are going to resonate with it, you're attracting a partner or a person that's so different from you. And you can't believe it. And in many cases, you might even think that you're so much better than this person, like maybe education wise or family wise, or something about you is like, you're so good. How did you even attract this? How did you even end up with this person? But if that was the case, you wouldn't be attracted to this person, so deeply attracted to this person, if this person was not like you in many ways. They do have qualities. Look, my channel is all about forgiveness. It's about letting go. It's about compassion. It's also about doing the right thing in the given moment. It's also about knowing what fits into the context and situation. Because not everything fits into every context. But then you would only know that, you would only have discernment for that when you know yourself very well and you have a bond with Source. When you are integrating with Source, when you bring into picture, in the picture, you have God with you, you're going to find a tool always. You're going to find a tool that will calm your energy, that will give you answers, that will help you get out of the mess that you've been experiencing, that will help you feel relaxed and see things clearly. Because anger is like boiling water. You cannot see the surface properly. You cannot see what's beneath in boiling water. You can only see what's beneath, what's on the ground, what's on the surface in clear, transparent, still water. You can see all the beautiful pebbles. When you go to the lake and the lake is still, you can see clear water and beautiful pebbles, rocks on the bottom. It looks so nice. But when this water is full of current and it's flowing in a way that there are too many waves and there's a disturbance, you cannot see. So we need to be like that calm lake that is still. We need to be the still water, sometimes even flowing water. You cannot maybe see underneath what's there, but now it's in a state of stillness. So it's still flowing. It's going to merge with the ocean. It's also literally same as being in clear transparent water because the movement is so smooth. So here I do see there are people in the twin flame ascension journey. Maybe some of you don't have anyone right now in your life. As much as you'd love to have someone, but you don't. And some of you do, but the other person makes mistakes or they get onto your nerves. And you sit and think, I was so much better when I was single. I was praying to God, give me someone, and now I have someone, and now I can't handle this. But I'm also so scared. I'm also fearful. And then there are some who are like, I'm so scared of being by myself. What if I never find someone? So we have a combination of people. I'm not in favor of, personally, saying that someone who's not with anyone is not experiencing union. Union is simply you being in balance and acceptance of who you are. You can do it by yourself, you can do it with other person. If you're doing it with yourself, then also you're going to have somebody. You're going to have your parents to work with, you're going to have your siblings to work with, you're going to have your office people to work with, or you're going to have a on and off relationship to work with, maybe a best friend to work with, so on and so forth. But union is very simple actually, just to look at the word union. It's about being one. So when you become one with other people, you're naturally going to feel union. Like when you're one with their mistakes, when you're one with their shadow self, it's actually not their shadow self, it's your shadow self. It's being shown to you via another person. Whatever they're doing, whatever mistakes they make, no matter how weird it sounds to you right now, but they're doing it because they are scared about something. People are living in fear most of the times. So they act and react in a certain way in front of you. You can see sometimes that they're in fear. Sometimes you feel sympathy for those people as well. And then they bring that fear onto you, and you also start acting in fear. You also start behaving the same way that those people are behaving. It's like viral infection. But if you do not fear the way they are fearing, not just in words, maybe verbally you're saying, yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, but mentally you're in fear, you're just like them. And their faces and their fear, it's an energy that they're bringing onto you, onto your table. Now you need to investigate that fear. What is the nature of this fear? What is it that they're trying to tell me through this fear? What do I need to understand? What do I need to let go of? What thinking pattern? What thoughts? What thoughts are more intense when I'm in the state of fear? They are in that state of fear. You're connected with that person. You feel sympathized, you feel sympathetic, and boom, now you're vibing on the same fear. That's the part you need to be aware of. You need to be a sort of leader in this. Even with your partner, you need to be a leader in the relationship if you want to heal it. Not like the arrogant leader or the bossy leader, but the one who leads to find solutions, and the one who says, okay, let me see what can be done at my end to feel more peaceful and relaxed. What's going to help me feel better? If that means to let go of what you did, the mistake you made, because even though energetically you could be same, but it's a physical body, a physical individual body. Let's say you have this beautiful piece of glass, okay, and you give it to your partner and you say, keep it with you and don't break it. Make sure you don't break it. But they do something and they break it. First, they break it and they don't tell you about it. They hide it from you. And then, when you find out somehow, then they react in a way that you don't like. So now you have to look at the piece of mirror and you have to think, what is this piece of mirror showing to me? You have to look at the permanence of that mirror that they broke. How badly you wanted it, or what is it going to do for yourself? If that mirror is not there, the mirror they broke, can you get a new mirror from the market? Or do you have 5 more pieces of mirror in your house, the same kind? Or what is it that this broken piece of mirror, or even when it was solid, what is it that it was telling you? What was the importance of it in your life? How much of a value it was that you can't let it go? Because let's understand, what's broken is already broken. You can't piece it up together unless you use the Chinese philosophy where they join all the broken parts of anything. If they have a china dish, if they have a piece of furniture or anything they break, they bring it back, but they beautify it. They make it into something new. So even in that case, they do change the item. The item is no longer the same. It has become something new. So either you want to make something new out of it, or you create an absolutely new piece of mirror or glass, whatever you've given it to them. And you have to ask yourself what feels better. Because you're not just creating a new thing out there, you're creating a new you. You are another person now. You're a new person now. And the one that was living yesterday or 2 months back or 6 months back, that person is already gone. It's dead. So you probably have to have a new relationship, a brand new relationship with this person, where they do not exist in that format and you don't exist in the same format. That's alchemy, alchemizing. You have to recreate your parents in a new perspective, because most of the times you're attracting people or partners because you're still upset with your parents, or you're attracting situations that make you more upset with your parents. Every time your partner hurts you, it will remind you of what one of your parent did to you, because they're going to mirror one of them. In some cases, maybe both. Mostly it's just one in one situation or in one feeling. Mostly. But we need to forgive our parents as well. So union, why is it connected with our parents? Some people don't even have parents anymore. Some people have step parents also. In any case, you need to forgive your parents for not being there for you, or for not being the type of parents you wanted them to be, even if they're there. And men are upset with their mother. They love their mother, but they're upset with their mother. And they find a woman, let's say, they fall in love. Men fall in love, women fall in love. So the man finds a woman, he is extremely in love with this woman, but he's also mentally associated with his mother, with whom he's really upset with. He cannot forgive the mother for something. Now, the partner is going to remind this man of that pain he has with the mother. Who is a good partner? Let me tell you. Who can be a good partner? This is for those people who have already moved on from their past relationships. Person or people who love their parents despite their mistakes, people who forgive their parents, people who are in good situation with their parents, like if they can just drop things, remembering that these people are my parents, but actually I am the creator of my parents. If you look at the broader picture, nobody's parent. We have millions of parents, as they say, like you have so many lives and so many births you take, you have so many parents. So in this life you have these set of parents biologically or energetically, because you're coming from them. You have their DNA, you have your mother's DNA, even if you don't like your mother. You have your father's DNA, even if you don't like your father. You have their DNA, and you've taken something from them for a reason. That's why I said in the very beginning, inner work is not for people who do not see them as spiritual beings. If you're going to behave and react like ordinary human beings who are always sleeping, who are not awakened, then you can't do inner work. Then you can't be in union. You will stay stuck in separation for a very, very long time. Union is for people who remember they are a soul and they are doing healing inner work every day, and other people are their mirrors. You could be wiping your face, and so many people are sometimes blaming the mirror when actually their face has dirt. They're not cleaning their face, they're saying, "Oh, what do I see in the mirror? There's dirt on my face." Take a tissue paper and wipe the dirt off. You will see a clearer image in the mirror, or a better image, whatever, dirt free image. Sometimes the mirror is not clean. You're not cleaning the mirror. You're clean yourself. You're looking at yourself in a dusty mirror or an unclear mirror or a broken mirror, because people are not connected with God. They are not integrating themselves with Source. They don't have the concept of Source, or they have less concept of Source. So you need to decide which category do you belong to. As a spiritualist, you are someone who has to forgive. And you have to look at your parents not as parents. That's the only way you can forgive people, is to disassociate from that relationship. Not like in a bad way, in an unloving way. Like just look at that person as who they are, with their level of programming, with their level of understanding. You are the awakened one, you are the aware person, you're the one going to healer or counselor, you're the one getting into therapy. They did not have those options, they never knew all that. You're the one who knows about narcissism, you're the one who knows about twin flames, you're the one who knows about these things, these subjects. You're the one who's resonating with downloads and channelings. They still don't, maybe in some cases. So, with their level of understanding and knowledge, if you expect them to rise above and be who you want them to be, do you think it's possible? You're attracting people in the same energy of your parents. Maybe your parent loved you a lot. Your father and mother loves you so much. But they were so traumatized by their parents, of course. They were so unhealed. They were so fearful of so many things that they started behaving with you in a certain manner. Maybe in some case to protect you from what they suffered from. In some cases, they're not even aware of what they're doing to you or of what they put you through. Your mother is still a little girl, maybe, when she's in a certain zone. Your father is still a 13-year-old man who was caught smoking cigarettes or caught doing something, or he wanted to run away from his house. He wanted to escape, he wanted to do drugs, maybe. Maybe your father did some things to escape, but he kept carrying the guilt of it. He kept feeling bad about those things. And now, when you're born as a baby, he's doing whatever he can to redeem himself from that guilt and at the same time to give you something good, pass on something good to you, protect you. And yet, in many cases, they fail to do so. Whatever they're scared of, their children start doing the same things. Or the children start experiencing the same problems. And then they don't know how to cope up with that as well. But then it's not just completely someone else's responsibility. You see, you're a soul. This whole universe is yours. You are the creator, as I said, of your parents as well. You're the creator of your whole life. You are the creator of all these scenarios, and you're doing it for your ascension because you want to be in your pure state of existence and being. You want to be in pure bliss. That's who you are. Feeling peace and bliss, no fear whatsoever. You want to be that all the time. And to do it all the time, you have to do your inner work all the time. When you're eating, sleeping, walking, talking. So the relationship time is included in that. The partnership time is included in that. Guys, you can work with me one-on-one. I have wonderful therapies. I now have one more therapy, healing from the wounds of betrayal. Now, betrayal can be felt via parents as well as from someone you're in a romantic relationship with. You've been with that person. So you heal from that betrayal, you forgive them, and then something new comes up, something new shows up. Inner work is a lifestyle, ascension is a lifestyle. You have to choose it as a lifestyle. How people choose this lifestyle or that lifestyle, the it lifestyle. Ascension is the real deal lifestyle. You have to choose it. It's a daily thing. It's like you are living here, everything else, especially money and things you have included, it'll all stay back. You're all gonna die one day, and all these things are gonna stay back. Nothing. I think nowadays people are usually worried about their phones. Thank God most phones have fingerprint or they have passwords. So good, nobody's gonna see what's in somebody's phone. Unless they have a partner who knows all the passwords. It's for people who are lovers or seekers or devotees. Because devotees also go through a series of challenges, and it's all connected with love. Loving another person, loving other people. Seeing God in everyone. Seekers are looking for answers all the time. They are the ones who are doing really deep, intense inner work also. And lovers, especially those who are going to God via the twin flame ascension journey, it's not easy to be a true lover, by the way. You can be a fake lover, but to be a true lover, you really need to have a heart of steel, or you need to have like a big rock, huge ass rock where your heart is. Because if your heart is like fragile, it's tough. With time, your heart becomes more and more strong. Nothing can break it. Nothing can hurt it. Then you start giving out love to all the other places and people and whatever you're here to do. And what you're here to do is something you need to figure out. What you're here to do is be humane, you have to be loving, you have to be of service, you have to do for other people. That's what we're all here to do. When we are in the mother's womb, because that's the time, 9 months we spend in the mother's womb, oh, we are in a bad situation. Like, we're in a horrible place, technically. We're in this dark place, in water, in slimy water. We cannot eat directly. We have to be completely uh, depending on the mother. We cannot move. We have to sit in the same position for 9 months. So when we are in the womb, we make a lot of promises to God. We keep pleading to God, God, please take me out of this, take me out of this. Some babies are born premature. Maybe they just want to get out as soon as possible. Get me out of this womb. You're getting the nourishment, you're getting everything you need, but you want to be free, you want to be out, you want to open your arms, stretch your body, you want to look at everything around you, experience. So you keep saying, because at that time you remember everything. We remember all our past deeds, why we are in that place. We choose to be in the womb. But once you enter the womb, the soul is like, I need to get out from here ASAP. If a mother is very happy, very relaxed, or let's say the child's karma, the child's sanskar is very high vibrational, the child is going to be happy even in the womb. And it's going to make the mother also very happy. It's both ways actually. But still, there has to be some lessons. There has to be some DNA. There has to be a construct, a structure that has to be created for the coming years. That's done in the womb. So, child is telling God all the time, the baby in the womb, like, I need to get out. When I get out from here, I'll always remember you. I'll never forget you. I'll think about you every day and I'll do all good deeds. I'll be a very kind hearted person. I'll help everyone. I'll be of service. I'll be a mission oriented person. But when a person is out, they forget all of these words and promises. They forget why they are here. And obviously, once you let go of the basic essence of you, you're going to experience separation. And separation is going to bring fear. Fear is going to cause you to be going wild and crazy all the time. So, this is where I'm going to close this collective reading. I'm going to let you think about where you are and what you want to do and how it feels to be in peace as compared to how it feels to be in state of anger and revenge and feeling bad, hurting yourself emotionally, and being passive aggressive with others or aggressive even in some cases. Whatever it is, you know your scenario best. That's why when you work with me one on one, we only work on your scenario. This is a collective reading, so I'm touching upon whatever is collectively good for everyone. But you know exactly what you need to let go of, or all the challenges and all the scenarios. Maybe 10, 20, 30, 40 patterns, whatever they are. So I'll see you in the next one. Keep moving from separation to union and do it every day. Lots of love, one love, peace out, and Victory to Ram.